Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. This is part 5 to everything that I have relating to Abby and Libby's case out of Delphi, Indiana. So, welcome back. Everything is linked as far as part 1 through 5 in the description. So, welcome back. Good to see you, Hather's Mirror. Christine. Everyone here in Missouri are hunting morsel mushrooms. See, I don't know anything about those mushrooms. They found human remains. Oh, no. The other day, I remember you said they should hunt mushrooms. Someone always finds remains. Well, I hope they're able to ID whoever this person is and can't figure out what the hell's going on with that. I'm sure somebody's missing that person. But yeah, if I ever go missing, I want some backpacking, mountain climbing mushroom hunters. I want an army. I don't want the sheriff. I don't want the FBI. I don't want nothing. That's all I want. Some backpacking, mountain climbing mushroom hunters. And if you want to help, listen to them. Hey, what's up, Wanda? Shout out to Missouri. Cindy, the Saint, Patricia. Hey, Jari. Jim's mom, No Effects. What up? Mary Flynn, Yankee Ghost. Yeah, Saint, we're going from the beginning to the middle to current affairs. Thank you, Saint. Because I guarantee if somebody ever dumps my body, it ain't going to be where they want me to be found. They're going to go back into the brush. I don't want any of that. Let's stay on the trail searching. Welcome in, Jesse. Daily Survivor. Good to see you. Crystal. Welcome. What up, Nate? Hang loose. Solar Chef Steph. Always good to see you. Sealess and a Blind Squirrel in the building. Okay. So if you missed part 1 through 4, here's what you missed. Richard Allen being mentioned on 4chan. A 380 pistol being found behind Keegan and Tony Klein's home seemed much more relevant, before we knew about Richard Allen. Aki and Rosie both representing their firms, representing Keegan Klein and Ron Logan. Can somebody say conflict of interest there? The Russian person or woman who was communicating with Keegan Klein, communication uncovered by hackers. Allison Jones. Now, she was a person who was in the Delphi true crime community, and she killed her son Maddox and attempted to kill her husband, believing he was the bridge guy, and he was sparing Maddox, and she was sparing Maddox of that realization. We talked about the B. Phillips sketch. We analyzed some bridge guy images, talked about Blaze Jones. Blaze Jones was first mentioned in Hannah Shakespeare's Lost Delphi documentary. We touched on Bobby Camworth, the bomb threat. That kind of ties in with the B. Phillips sketch. The Bones and Strange Structures and Eric Williams. Brad Heath, Brad Holder. The Bullet, another strange carving in a tree near the bridge. Cheyenne and the other two pings. Comparisons. Corn Crib, Couple under the bridge, CPS building and the vehicle, crime scene, defense exhibits, defense memo, defense press release, attempt to disqualify goal, Doug Rice, Elvis Fields, emails from goal to Nick and the defense team about the leaks, the Erskine texts, all the evidence as far as what was recovered at the scene is video, audio, sketches, the whole hitchhiker thing. Hoosier Harvest Store, J. Kyle Keener, James Amell, Jan Kendall, Jimmy Duvall, John Walker, Judge Diener, and now we're on Keegan Klein. And I wanted to go on earlier, but I twisted the shit out of my ankle and I was in pain all morning. I was pissed. But it's feeling okay now. I got it wrapped and I took about 4 ibuprofens. And I have it elevated, so at least it's not like a throbbing pain. But either way, that's where we're at. Welcome in Mary Flynn, Mitzi Scott. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Go check out sleuthintuition.com, support my channel. Welcome in 12 Cats. Always good to see you, Silas. Yeah, it's not that bad. Once I wrapped it, so I'm thinking maybe I just overextended it or stretched something in between my foot and my ankle. And the other day I was kicking my punching bag. Fucked around and found out. So I think that might be it. What's up, Sensei? And we'll get going here in just a few, guys. Let's see. This is how I have Keegan Klein's file organized here. I have the incident with his cellmate. That's when we first heard about the red Jeep and Keegan admitting to his being a participant in the Delphi murders. Keegan Klein and Barbara McDonald. KK's alibi. Looks like a folder filled with images. Keegan's probable cause affidavit. The ski mask incident. His confidential documents from when he went to Grissom. Looks like there's a folder titled Lilith and Keegan. That's most likely stuff that Lilith posted on her community page, tied in with some of the things that might be relevant. The pedo ring, Phonetics, random transcript pages, Rich Nye, his Twitter feed, and his reporting from that day. Good news is I made a video on a lot of this, so most of that information will be contained in these videos. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, at least 5. So maybe we'll just watch those first. What's up, Frank? Miss Thang. Little one, what up? I've changed my name here to not be using my real name. I had a great time at the Distillery Art Show Sunday. Wink, wink. Oh, nice. So did you enjoy the wine? I love inside jokes because you don't get it, but we do. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What's up, sees through? Maybe we'll go in order here. Okay, let's start with the cellmate. Really not a cellmate, more of a jailhouse mate. What's up, Candace? So this was posted on a YouTube channel titled The Unsolved. It's a pretty good channel. And this was a comment left, and eventually The Unsolved made a video about it, took it down. Some artwork was also shared during the video. Let's see what this person who apparently was in jail with Keegan Klein had to say. Keegan told me that he created the catfish profile to talk to girls, but that his dad often used it as well. And he was the one who asked the girls to meet by the bridge. Keegan told me that they went to Delphi to meet the girls, but he stayed in the Jeep while his dad went down to meet them. Keegan told me that he did not have anything to do with killing the girls, but he helped dump them where they were found. Keegan told me that the feds offered him a dinner, a bottle of champagne, and a hotel room to testify against his father, where he could take his fiancee, Holly, out on a date. Keegan told me that he would not tell on his dad. It's their job to prove it. He also told me that the feds offered him immunity in exchange for his testimony after being locked up in the 600 block of the Miami County Jail. With him, I believe that his dad killed the girls, and Keegan was an accessory. There might be a third person involved, but he never mentioned a third person to me. I saw the evidence pictures of his discovery, and now that I'm out, I can see more pictures of his dad. I personally feel that he matches the description of the bridge man, but I could be wrong. I base my opinion on the pictures and on what Keegan told me personally. However, the only thing that makes sense to me at all, and that he has right, is it's the Fed's job to prove it. No. if your father, if you know that your father killed two girls, it's your job to make sure that he's in custody. That is your duty. Whoever you are, whoever knows that information, that responsibility falls directly on you. So that was the comment. Here's some of the drawings that were shared. Pretty good drawings. Of course, this is just for artistic effect. Like some jailhouse stuff. Pretty sure that's Holly there that was mentioned in the comments. Another interesting thing, this person, Holly, was meeting with Keegan Klein right at the very time that they began searching the Wabash River. It's a little interesting fact there. You know, another false confession, maybe. And remember, he communicated this to the cellmate after he met with Nick McClelland. So if he just confessed, he may be more likely to let it slip out or feel more comfortable talking about it. The Saint says, I'll never believe this. And that might be why they're having such a trouble getting Keegan Klein included as a witness. You know, he's got character issues. The defense will be like, oh, so you're here for the prosecution, right? Aren't you in prison right now for CSAM? The jury's just going to shut him out instantly. Fuck that guy. And the prosecution. That's your homie? Yeah, he wouldn't be a very good witness, I don't think, unless he had something really damning. Shit, maybe he does. Let's look at this. It's kind of long-winded, but we'll go through it. You know what? Maybe not. Let's watch these videos, and whatever is not included, I'll make sure to cover. Let's see. This video is titled Delphi Murders, Keegan Klein, and his iPhone 5C. Now, if you guys cannot hear this, make sure you let me know right away. I'd appreciate that. Okay, so let me know if you guys were able to hear that. What's up, Jill Moser? Saska, good to see you. The Saint said loud. Okay, I'll turn it down a bit. Might just be the music too. Let's go. Thank you. Rain Dancer. Anything I like. Keegan Klein's probable cause affidavit for arrest, filed August 19th, 2020. During his interview, Keegan stated he was fucked and should have left. Keegan advised he packed another bag and took it to Las Vegas. Tony and Keegan returned from Las Vegas on February 25th, 2017. He stated he was going to leave when his dad was asleep. Why would Keegan pack another bag, and why would he be fucked, as he put it? Why would he spend all this time looking up the Delphi murders while in Las Vegas, packing extra bags and anticipating an arrest if he wasn't involved in some way? Keegan told investigators the main phone he uses is the white iPhone 5C. On February 27th, 2017, just 2 days after Tony Klein's home was raided, Keegan contacted the ISP Cybercrimes Unit and told them he located the Apple iPhone 5C and wasn't taken during the warrant. According to Keegan Klein's interview transcript, the only device to have info wiped from it was his personal iPhone 5C. His search history was deleted from February 10th to the 15th. Investigators told Klein, and I quote, "During the time frame where this grooming would have been built up to meeting is gone." Keegan made no effort to hide the CSAM on his other devices, but he did go out of his way to hide whatever he was doing from the 10th to the 15th, which was most likely, in my opinion, him luring the girls to their very death. All right, there's one. Let's go to this one titled Reading Relevant Pages of Keegan Klein's Transcript. Loose ends. Page 139, Keegan talking to Libby's friend after she went missing. Okay. Snapchat return. You had talked to one of her friends who had said to you
who I was talking to?
that you were talking to.
The whole
Absolutely
time.
correct.
That's who I remember.
Yes, correct.
Right.
She said, "Did you hear about Liberty?" You respond, "On Anthony shots. OMG, what happened?" That's talking to somebody about the two girls that were missing and then wound up dead.
Right. I guess you're right. Yeah.
Okay, same person. Or the girl that you were talking to says that Anthony Shots was meeting up with Liberty German.
That's
the facts.
A total lie. That's a total lie.
And then in the
That's a total
conversation,
fucking
it
lie.
goes,
That's a total lie.
Page 144. Keegan knows Libby's friend's family.
Yeah, he's grades lower than me, but yeah. Yeah, I even think he was like a grade or two lower than me.
so what's your connection with that
I
entire
used to
family?
actually stay with them a lot.
Who?
When I lived in Galveston, when they lived in Galveston.
Stayed
The
with
family. Libby's friend's family.
all?
Libby's friend's family was really one of good friends around 6th grade, 5th grade, 7th grade.
Do you remember?
So like already know where you and your, right, I did talk to her, yes.
Who?
No, not say like that. I remember when it says it's that girl, Libby's friend, I did talk to her back in the day.
Like you dated her?
No, like I tried to talk to her.
Okay.
And that's like where you said a little bit ago about the family or whatever. Yeah, that would be, I guess, an instant of me knowing a family and
So a person associated with that family, directly associated with that.
Page 145. Libby's friend's family and the ski mask incident.
Family was talking to Anthony Schatz
Right, probably Libby's friend, right?
and was
Had
looking to
be.
hook up with Anthony Schatz. So she gives an address to Anthony Schatz because she's coming home after school and she wants to hook up because her parents are not home after school for a couple of hours.
Who's that? Libby's
From
friend?
somebody associated with Libby's friend's family.
Oh, okay.
And then she gets off, the girl associated with Libby's friend's family gets off the school bus, and there's a guy with a ski mask peering in her bedroom window.
Okay, so you're trying to say that's
No,
me or
I'm
something?
not saying it's you. I'm just saying there's another coincidence that we have a girl talking to Anthony Schatz's account, then she gives an address
Well,
to Anthony Schatz because she wants to hook up with him.
see, I don't even remember her
But it's
giving,
we have,
ever giving an
and
address.
she did.
Right,
And she did, in fact. There was actually a police report filed when it happened because
right.
Page 146. Keegan searched Libby's friend's Facebook the day prior to the ski mask incident.
she comes home from school, sees this guy with the ski mask looking in her bedroom window directly after giving this address to Anthony Schatz. As a matter of fact, that's the incident that started everything last time. That's how everything started last time, was that incident.
That's crazy.
I mean,
I know how bad.
hang on. On top of that, you searched Libby's friend's family on 2/19/17.
What do you mean I searched?
The day before that happened, your phone shows that you searched Libby's friend's family.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you, your phone searched.
Like Facebook or
Mhm.
something? Right.
Another
okay.
coincidence.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to put together, but I
We
swear to
didn't
God.
say that.
Well, you stopped.
trying
You're
to get-
implying that.
Page 157. Keegan deleted history on his personal phone from 210 to 215.
People from your residence. I mean, all that 100% sure. We know it. We know it for a fact. So remove yourself from it. Bullshit. And trying to pick out every individual piece, it starts to stack. It just keeps stacking. The phone, your phone that you had, all your search history was deleted from 210 to 215. There's nothing in between. So now that's interesting. About that is all the other phones have complete histories. Nothing's gone.
Okay.
So during the time frame where this grooming would have been built up to meeting, it's gone. It's wiped away from your phone. But your other devices are complete. So now it all starts to stack. The complexity of your Anthony Schatz persona, the cars, the influence of Lamborghinis and Ferraris.
Yeah.
It's not you. It's not your idea. You and I both know it's not your idea.
What do you mean? That's not my idea to take pictures of money and stuff and send
The
them to
complexity
people?
of it, okay? It's not just you.
I don't know.
Is it?
I mean, like I said, the only other person who had
Not at
access
that
to my
time.
phone is friend one. That's literally it.
Not in Vegas.
No, I promise you, anytime.
Page 188. Keegan was searching Delphi nonstop and about searching IP addresses the moment he went to Las Vegas.
I mean, searching about servers and stuff, that would have to do something with my work.
So right after, and I'm talking minutes that you are searching, police continue to pursue leads in the Delphi girl's murder. Girls missing after posting Snapchat message article. That's girls missing after posting Snapchat messages, an article you search. Can you trace IP from social media?
I probably was. Constantly.
A few minutes later, that's where you start searching about internet servers. So
So
randomly.
I was obviously like, well, I talked to her friend and stuff. They obviously could see that I talked to her friend on Snapchat. That's probably why I searched that, because I was probably like, oh fuck, I talked to that person's friend.
But again, you didn't just
I
talk
know.
to that person.
But what
You
I'm
talked to
saying
her.
is I don't remember talking to her. So my brain, I was probably...
So that should give you a little bit of insight into what was going on with that interview. Let me see what I have here. Delphi murderers. Why I believe Keegan Klein led investigators to the Wabash River search. Let's watch that. By looking at page 6 of Barbara McDonald and Keegan Klein's interview transcript, I was sick during this. We know that law enforcement knew exactly who created the Anthony Shots profile. We also know that they threatened Keegan with releasing that information to the public. Let me quote Keegan from page 6. Oh yeah, they told me they were going to put something, and I said, that's fine with me. I don't care, you know. I'm innocent, so you can put out whatever you want. And I have a friend in Texas that's texting me and telling me, hey, you're on the news here.
While investigating the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, detectives with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office and the Indiana State Police have uncovered an online profile named Anthony Shots.
I think they released the Anthony Shots information because they were confident Keegan was withholding information, and this was a pressure campaign. I believe this information was released at 10 p.m. at night to target the social media community, knowing that they would be successful in digging up who created the Anthony Shots profile. Then after doing so, this would apply the pressure needed to get Keegan to talk. We know on August 19th, Keegan was taken into ISP custody with all pertinent information being sealed and marked as confidential. Let me quote one of the agreed orders. That the Miami County Sheriff's Department be authorized to temporarily place the defendant in the above captioned cause into the secure custody of Indiana State Police, and that upon the conclusion of said temporary custody, that the defendant be returned to the custody of the Miami County Jail. We also know the day Keegan was taken into ISP custody was the same day the Wabash River search began.
The search began August 19th. The same day, a court allowed Indiana State Police to take custody of Keegan Klein.
The search lasted 5 weeks and concluded on September 28th. 2 weeks after the search concluded on October 13th, Richard Allen's home was searched. 2 weeks after Richard Allen's home was searched, he was arrested.
Breaking news tonight at 6, an arrest in the unsolved Delphi murders case.
2 weeks seems about the right time to run forensics and get your results back. These are the main reasons I believe Keegan Klein led to the arrest of Richard Allen. Let me know what you think in the comments. Very interesting. Let's go. Here's another quick video I did on Doug Carter and his interview with Hammer and Nigel. Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. Let's look back at the Hammer and Nigel interview with Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter. During this interview, Hammer and Nigel fire off some really direct questions that put Doug Carter on the spot. In this video, we will focus in on the questions that seem to cut at the core of the mystery surrounding the case. The link to the full interview is in the description. Let's get started.
Is the guy in custody, Richard Allen, is he the only person being looked at in this investigation?
The million-dollar question, right? Judges recusing themselves, prosecutors keeping information hidden, and superintendents not speaking up will only fuel the conspiracy theories involving police corruption, in my opinion.
Right now, he's the one that's been that's now facing murder charges. So, again, we are not going to stop looking at other people until this is completely done and we have nothing left to do.
This was your typical Doug Carter response.
But you can call me the Riddler.
Never direct, always vague, borderline obtuse.
What did you call me?
We know that Richard Allen spoke with Dan Doolin. He told him that he was on the trails that day at the same time the girls were thought to have gone missing. We know that Carroll County blamed the FBI for the lost tip. We know that FBI stated publicly they are not to blame.
Maybe this guy, Richard Allen, has been on the radar for a long time. Did he speak to investigators in the early stages of this investigation?
Doug Carter seems to get defensive here.
That'll all come out in due time. I'm not going to talk about Richard Allen today.
Is he serious?
I do not sense confidence in his voice.
Told you not to go there.
You're telling me the world has waited 6 years only for you to tell us the prime suspect came forward the day after the murder and was working at the local CVS the entire time, but you're not going to talk about this person?
Is he serious?
The search of the Wabash River, they're saying a source is linked to the Delphi investigation. Is it frustrating, especially when you see a police source confirmed?
They knew everything, all right? There was a leak from the inside.
Hammer and Nigel are asking some great questions. We know the search started August 19th. We know that's the same day they took Keegan Klein into ISP custody, with every piece of info relating to that situation being marked as confidential and hidden from the public. We also know the source they are referring to is the same source the Murder Sheet podcast is referring to here.
We had sources who did tell us that it was Delphi related.
It is frustrating. I will say yes. It is absolutely frustrating because
Doug Carter took this opportunity to stick it to whoever this police source was that was leaking information and potentially hurting the investigation.
This case is unlike any that I've seen in almost a 40-year career. So there are so many different tentacles to this.
Another great question from Hammer and Nigel here. Pay close attention how Doug Carter, aka
The Riddler,
responds.
Shame on us for saying something that might jeopardize that. So whoever this quote source is, I doubt very seriously that individual is a part of the core team.
If they believed he was not part of the Delphi case, not in a million years would they have responded the way that he did here, in my opinion.
The other name that's involved in this whole story is Keegan Klein. Has he been speaking to police? Has he been given some sort of plea deal to help police?
We'll continue to work on Keegan Klein and whatever his connectivity might be to Abby and Livy and almost 2,100 days ago.
Very interesting interview there with Doug Carter. Okay. Then I did a review video on the Murder Sheet's most recent interview with Keegan Klein. Let's take a look at that. He said the cops weren't lying, in his opinion, about someone using his Anthony Shots accounts. He said, I can't say his name, though. It will ruin his life. Law enforcement knows who it is. I know exactly who it was. Says that he met with Nick McClelland at Grissom Air Force Base. Says the whole reason I talked to them because there was a woman I started contacting within here. He's referring to this Holly person that was mentioned in that comment, and then also during Keegan Klein's final hearing. They kind of let it all out on the table, and this person was apparently catfishing Keegan Klein. Telling him, hey, I'm going to sell my home. I'm going to get you out of here. I'm going to post the bail. I'm going to get you out of here. I'm going to bail you out. We're going to get married. And then during this whole process, he begins to trust her. And you can see the visitor logs. Her name's right there, smack dab during the Wabash River search. So he may have said something. He may have texted her. There might have been there's some piece of information that may have been passed between those two that led to that search. She pretty much lied to me. She had her lawyer send me papers for like marriage to get married to her. I literally thought she was my fiance for the past year. She said, "Hey, I will bond you out," showed me the money. She came to a visit and actually showed him the money. "I want you to tell everything and get everything out there." And Keegan Klein is saying, "I know I didn't hold anything back, but he wanted to meet with McClelland to talk to him again. Something, you never know." So Keegan was very nervous, and he didn't say anything, but he also made a very strange comment here. Something as if something along the lines of, "Well, I know that she didn't tell them everything." So he went there on a fishing expedition trying to figure out what she told Nick McClelland and the quote unquote boys. I know he kind of mumbles at that point. So yeah, I went and talked to them, but she never did, obviously. Right there. That part also stood out to me. See, that's why he went. He went there to see what she told them. It's like he talked to her, basically says she fooled him. Sounds like he. So I think she told Nick a whole lot. And I think Nick is fooling him. I mean, why would he tell her? Or why would Nick tell Keegan Klein what she told him? Doesn't make any sense. Right, Candace? I did make some coffee, so hopefully that kicks in soon. Sorry about that. That video always cracks me up. Let's see. Before we move on, I do want to touch on Rich Nye's Twitter comments and his reporting from Keegan Klein's final hearing. Actually, let's look at a couple of these folders here. This is some stuff from wife Lilith. Now, she was mentioned during his hearing by name, I believe. This one says, "The river search is bullshit. I showed everyone on my video on why Murder Sheet claimed the river search was about Keegan Klein. Keegan Klein and I talked about Alex the hacker." She must be referring to Alex Voorhees, who is a good guy. "And I threw a phone in the river. OMG, people not associated. It's fake. Murder Sheet are scammers." So maybe she threw a phone in the river and she didn't even kind of realize that it had the killer's name on there. Or maybe she did. Let's see. I think this was posted on her community page. Keegan Klein was transferred again from Michigan City Prison to Newcastle Prison. He was transferred on 2/20/24, but info wasn't updated to the SAVIN. I think that's a website for victims where you get updated if any cases that you're a victim listed as a victim in, they'll make sure that you're contacted. Something about him accusing his father. These are some Brandon Woodhouse screenshots. And he's basically posting screenshots of what Rosie leaked to him by mistake. Woodhouse's communications are highlighted in the purple. Yeah, this is very strange. Champagne back in June in return for a statement. So this person is mimicking. Woodhouse is saying the same thing that Keegan Klein's cellmate said about the champagne. And apparently this person says, yeah, I ran into them. So not only did the cellmate say it, Brandon Woodhouse said it, and somebody that Woodhouse was communicating with stated that they actually saw Keegan Klein at a hotel when he was supposed to be locked up. So surprised nobody tracked down that story yet. All these local folks. I'd find out who that was. That means it's true. I don't even know if that's legal. Can you do that? Can you pull somebody out of jail, make a deal with them where they are allowed to have a conjugal visit, champagne, and all this stuff for a night? Like, is that something that's ever happened? Let's start there. What's this? Okay, this is a communication that was posted on her community page. And this is supposed to be Keegan Klein, supposedly Keegan Klein communicating with this Holly person mentioned. I figured it would be this weekend at least. This is like one of the biggest cases right now. Why wouldn't they want my statement so they can arrest the piece of shit? So who's he talking about? They respond, I'll deposit money and you can get more. Yes, when they raided his house, but I agreed right then and there to a DNA test and anything they wanted. I told them I created the accounts. I never said it was for him. So is he trying to say that he did create the accounts for him? Meaning his father? He seems to be trying to pin it on his father. Why? That doesn't make any sense. Unless he's mad because his father cut him off, right? I mean, from the start, they hinted they knew it was him. But I was so stupid, I lied and said it wasn't. I don't know why I'm so stupid. I have really bad anxiety and I couldn't even sit still when they were questioning me. I was shaking so bad because I've never broke the law. Besides smoke weed, I'm pro cop. I wanted to be a cop. So this could be Keegan Klein like trying to catfish back. You know, I know who the killer is. Please pay attention to me. I like all the attention. Please keep jumping through all these hoops. I know that you're trying to prove that I'm the killer, but I like the attention. You know, he could be doing that. That's his thing. Hopefully this weekend I will talk to them, Holly. See, there's the name there. Wish you could be by my side when I do it. I got told if I do it, I will get a deal. So there's mention of a deal again. Can't talk about it though. I guess you're not available to me anymore. I understand. Sorry I didn't do this fast enough for you. So it sounds like he eventually did come forward and say something. I did everything you told me to do, though. Interesting. I trust you. I know you wouldn't lie to me. I just want you to come here, get me out, so we can do this together. And I don't. Screwed. Do you understand my thinking? I do and I don't. Is there more than one person you should be worried about? Because if so, then it makes a little more sense. So still fishing for information from him and states, yes, there is two more. but no one will. I'm locked down all day tomorrow too, and fine, call them. This isn't the right way to do this. What are you talking about? No, I'm saying the only alibi he had that day was me saying he was at the house. You really need mental help, Holly. I've done nothing but tell you the truth in spite of not wanting to do it on this chirp. Yet look how I get treated. And then this is basically Keegan Klein doxing her and sending her information to putting it out online. Okay. Now here's the pages from the transcript that discuss the largest CSAM operation in Indiana history. Thank you, Jari. Thank you, Pepper. Appreciate that. That's the first time I've heard that, Andy. I mean, they definitely, he doesn't match the DNA if there is any. Pretty sure he did take a lie detector test. So maybe he's the one that's been providing Keegan Klein with an alibi. And he's like, this is my last act as your father. From here on out, I'm cutting you off like my foot. I'm wondering if the sleuth crew doesn't get my humor. Old school, maybe, because I'm old. I'm old too. Well, not really old. I'm middle-aged, I guess. Good to see you, Stephanie. This'll do nicely. Welcome in. Oh, we got a scrub report, 143 in chat. Make sure you guys are hitting that like. Okay, so this is investigators telling Keegan Klein during an interview, saying, Bud, from your Dropbox account off your phone, we have started one of the largest CSAM investigations ever undertaken in the state of Indiana. From your Dropbox. Is Richard Allen somehow tied to that? Are people that communicated with you or you shared images through your Dropbox? We start looking at those people and it just freaking spirals out of control to this major CSAM ring. Absolutely. And you even have it to the point where they're getting the CSAM, you're sharing it with your Emily Ann account to your Keegan Klein Dropbox account. You can't tell me that the guy that you randomly lived with for a month knows your Dropbox password, knows your phone password. And here's another good question. Kagan asks, okay, well then why would it take them 3 years for them to come and get me? What do you mean? And I think this is what the primary role of the FBI was to keep an eye on Keegan Klein while he was in Vegas. I think he may have even been tapped. Think they were hoping for a communication or something. And when that didn't come, they arrested him. And then when he didn't talk, they dropped the Anthony Shots information. Remember, they released that information as if they didn't know who he was, but they know who he was. They already knew who he was. We know that for a fact. So we do know that the investigators are using a very strange strategy, and sometimes it's deceptive to the public. That we do know. To what lengths, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, they let him go for 3 years and then arrested him. Okay, let's look at the phonetics. All right, this is from his probable cause affidavit. It says there were no chat conversations from Skype or Kick messengers recovered from this device that had evidentiary value. Multiple still images depicting females posing nude or partially nude and or performing sex acts on themselves were found. The ages of the females were indeterminate. Multiple users saved screen captures. You see that? Multiple users saved screen captures of conversations were found. In one screen capture, the sender specifically identified the receiver as Keegan. "27 images were geolocated in Indiana cities, including Bunker Hill, Galveston, Indianapolis, Kokomo, Monterey, and Royal Center." During that interview, so would expect that, but you got to understand, we need an answer for this, right? Because it's either it's all you or it's you and someone else. Keegan says, right. But I'm not going to tell you. But I can't. I don't know who it is, but I'm telling you, I did not anything with children at all. So they were telling him that there was a video with a 3-year-old child. He's saying he didn't do that or any of the animal stuff. Why would I video chat with somebody if, you know what I mean? I'm obviously not that person. But I'm trying to wrap my head around. I mean, you made the Emily Ann account. He says, right. Okay. And you talk to girls with it, right? So some of these have to be you, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I definitely talk to girls on there. Yeah. I'm not denying that at all. I mean, you keep talking about these little kids and stuff. I don't want to hear that stuff. So there's things going on in his phone that he's saying, hey, that's not me. But he could just be ashamed. You know, half-truths. All right, let's go to Rich Nye. So he was in attendance saying Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter is here, but not in uniform. Vido testifies that Keegan Klein admitted to receiving over 100 photos and 20 videos of underage girls that were sexually explicit. Vido says Klein said he never shared images with his father. His father did not have any access to the phone. His dad did not know much about social media. State Police Detective David Vido is now testifying. He is the lead detective on Keegan Klein's CSAM case, but he was not assigned to the case until 2019. 2 years after the raid at the Klein house, Vido says Klein admitted to creating the Anthony Shots profile. And we know that. Possibly, Kara. Possibly. I don't know that person's motive. I think we'll find out soon enough. What's up, Saska? He was hoping to get tapped and got his phone tapped. That's a good one, Yankee.
Vincent, give me all you got! I swear, me and my brother.
Just checking. What's up, Timmy? Good to see you. Stephanie, Mustang. What's up, Tech? Cheeks, what's going on? Well, drive safe. Eyes on the road. Prosecution clarifies through Cecil answer that no Tony Klein user information was found on the iPhone, Keegan's most current device, on which the device was collected for the criminal charges in this case. Commander Cecil is done testifying. Court now takes a short recess. Cecil says Tony Klein, Keegan's father, had profile information on a couple of the electronic devices confiscated by police. Defense now questions Commander Cecil. Cecil says he has no evidence that Klein ever paid for photos or ever met anyone in person. He messaged online. Cecil says Klein was a minor himself during some of the activity found on his devices. Cecil says investigators specifically identified 6 or 7 underage female victims of Klein's crimes among the more than 100 sexual photos on his devices. Cecil says Klein's internet searches included children having sex, children in sexual positions. Internet history included rape videos, sex role-playing websites, and Russian photo sharing site known as a hub for child CSAM. I wonder if that has anything to do with that Russian woman. Might be a little far-fetched. Cecil testifies that Anthony Shots, the catfish profile, was on Instagram, Snapchat, and portrayed as a wealthy, attractive young male. Cecil says Keegan Klein used Emily Ann catfish profile to gain their trust. This was peer grooming, victims from all over the country. Cecil testifies that Emily Ann targeted girls 12 through 18. Once relationships were built, profile would ask for photos of private parts, offer to pay for photos, introduce person to Keegan's real social media profile, even ask, would you have sex with my dad? Weird. Cecil testifies that Emily Ann profile was portrayed by Klein as a female teen attracted to other females who was unsure of herself. That is some twisted shit. Thought she was ugly, had a brother Keegan and a dad named Adam. Pattern to reach out to random strangers looking for sympathy and share photos. Well, if Emily Ann is trying to introduce these girls to her brother Keegan, to me that seems like he would try to meet him for real. You know, why would he use his real name and his real profile if he has no intention of divulging who he really is? Cecil says Klein's devices had several social media apps downloaded, including Snapchat, Twitter, My Yearbook, Meet Me, Skype, and Kik. Devices had profiles of Emily Ann and Anthony Shots. Cecil did forensic exams on 7 devices, 5 phones, a tablet, and an iPod. 6 were confiscated at the raid. 1 phone was turned over later by Keegan Klein. Commander Cecil did the forensic examination on the electronic devices seized from Keegan Klein in 2017, but he was not asked to do that until 2020. He was not involved in the original investigation that led to raiding Klein's Peru home. State Police Commander Christopher Cecil is testifying. He oversees the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. He investigates people targeting children online as well as selling and possessing CSAM. Judge Timothy Spar has started the sentencing hearing for Keegan Klein on 25 charges related to CSAM. No victims are in the courtroom to testify. Some victim impact statements will be read. Keegan Klein has entered the courtroom, handcuffed and wearing orange gel uniform, seated with his two attorneys at the defense table. Prosecution has 5 people at their table, interested to see if Klein makes any statement today about the crimes or the Delphi murders. So you get the hint. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was sextorting his victims too. That happens often. All right, I think that's plenty on Keegan Klein. I don't have a whole lot on Curtis Fouts, but I have a little bit. I have an article. Stephanie says that woman has hybristophilia. Is that what you think? Dove Magic, what's up? Thank you, Mustang. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of a connection. What's up, Kiwi? Pengarth. Good to see you. So, not a whole lot on Fouts. This article is titled "Judge Resigns After Video of Him with Escort is Posted Online." So he's not really relevant to the Delphi case, if you ask me. More so to the corruption that might be proof of the corruption that might be there in Delphi. So let's move on to Kyle Smith. Now, Kyle Smith was a friend of Libby and a friend of Libby's sister, and also a friend of Richard Allen's good buddy, a guy named Tony Nebergall. And they actually got arrested together, and Nebergall apparently was providing alcohol to underage people at this party. So it seems like he would be a good go-between, or somebody who might bring the wolf into the hen house, right? Like, here, this is Richard Allen. Well, bring in another old guy, huh? Or maybe the young kids are coming to where the old folks are. So let's take a closer look at this. And remember, a lot of this stuff is redundant. Maybe it'll make some more sense later. I don't know. Facebook post, Kyle Smith is with Michaela Babcock and 2 others, February 14th. Didn't find any leads. Like, this is just weird. Didn't find any leads. No evidence so far. They called off the search for tonight. Spent about 2.5 hours with Delphi police and fire looking and searching the High Bridge area. Continued search in the morning and all day as far as I'm concerned. So obviously before they were found. Here's another communication. At daybreak, I asked Kelsey to let me know. Kelsey says, all they said was daybreak. I promise I'll be out as soon as the sun comes up. Kyle says, I'll be out as soon as I get out of court. Now, the reason he was going to court is because about 2 months before this, he was at a rager with Richard Allen's best pal, Tony Nebergall. That's why he had court that day. And this is where this post kind of went famous. From this gentleman here. Posted on the 15th, says, kind of looks like this man. I don't know. Does that look like anything? Standing by the tree with the arrows pointing at him. Share this, everyone. And also, nobody was paying attention to the Kleins at all. Nobody talked about them. Nobody even muttered their name except for maybe a small, maybe one or two folks. I know there's somebody who called in to the Gray Hughes, to a Delphi call-in, and was talking about the Anthony Shots account. But they weren't sure if it meant anything. So nobody was really taking it serious because there weren't a whole lot of facts to back it up at the time. But Kyle Smith here was definitely paying attention. He posted on his Facebook the very day they kicked in Keegan Klein's door. Now, they didn't kick in his door because of some kind of victim report based on CSAM. They were there specifically searching for evidence relating to the Delphi murders of Abby and Libby. That's why they were there. The other stuff was a byproduct. But Kyle Smith was fully aware that their door was kicked in. He knew the day of. Nobody else knew. But he did. He posted it here to his account. I believe this was also posted on the 15th by Kyle Smith. So he may be the source that provided these images to law enforcement. I'm not sure. That's pure speculation. But he definitely posted them on his Facebook saying 2 pictures from Liberty German Snapchat at 2:07 p.m. Last thing that was posted by her. Now let's take a look. This is October 12th, 2016. Police calls from Carroll County. Now remember, he had a court date that day, so he couldn't make it to the search. This is why. Minor alcohol consumption at 404 West Summit Street in Delphi. And that's right next door to Abby and Libby's school. He was 18 years old at the time. Delphi was arrested when officers responded to a report of garbage cans on fire at the address. Okay, now this is where they mentioned Richard Allen's buddy, Anthony Nebergall. And this is all public information. I pulled it right off of Google. So he tried to get away, resisting law enforcement, 423 West Summit Street. So at 106, you have Kyle getting arrested. Then at 204, you have Tony Nebergall trying to flee the scene. Well, he's caught. Officers were at the address following up on a reported underage party. Nebergall was observed operating a vehicle near the location. So this could kind of goes to a possible connection. There's a location mentioned right next to the schools. So that's Kyle Smith. And then we have the leaked photos, the original leak. And they may have been accompanied by actual crime scene photos. So I'm not sure. Hey, what's up, Grizz? Yeah, very strange, right? Is it a connection or just that small town America thing where no matter what, you're connected? 7 degrees of bacon. Thank you, Jari. Scrub report, 69 thumbs up, only 150 in chat. Wah, wah, wah. Saska says maybe he was meant to get the deal. Yeah, maybe he's still working the deal. I don't know. And is bitter because TK actually got to benefit in the end. Always thought he should be behind bars. I don't know. They couldn't really prove anything. And when it comes to Keegan Klein saying his father did something, I don't take his word for it. Especially when it's not official or legit, or he's not sitting in the witness box saying it during a trial, right? So not quite sure what that is. Maybe a sock. Then we have one of the tennis shoes. Not quite sure if the person taking the photo is the leaker. But they very well could have been there before law enforcement. This is a photo I took. I threw an old gray jacket, balled it up, and threw it on the floor. Isolated it. Just to see if that's what we were kind of looking at. This is from the RTV6 footage capturing where the clothing was. I'll show you right here. So you can kind of see the shoe over here. But that gives you an idea of where it was located. So pretty far back. You know, most people think the crime scene is somewhere over here, but it's really not. It's much more back here in this area. Hey, what's up, Cynthia? Gonna have to cut this one short. I'll say this is our 15-minute warning, give or take. Let's see. Let's go to this one's titled Light versus Dark. Now, I did a video kind of explaining why the witnesses might have seen somebody in all black and then somebody in blue. So we know they seen them somewhere near the bridge, or excuse me, near the first bench leaving the bridge. So something like this is what would have taken place. So notice you have one of the witnesses looking at him from the front, sun hitting him from the back. And then you have two other witnesses are looking at his back with the sunlight hitting him, reflecting that, the bright blue. He would have been walking in this direction, sun on his back. So this witness is seeing somebody that is completely in black, because right there it's all trees, a lot of shade, and the sun is on the back of the suspect. This is what she's seeing. A man in all black. Black pants, black hoodie, black boots. That's her recollection. That's how I remember it. Remember, she's not supposed to remember it. She's out having a good time with her friends. Her other two friends that couldn't make it were not supposed to be murdered that day. They weren't thinking, well, I better remember everybody that I see because something horrible is going to happen later today. That's not what happened. They did their best to remember. And this is what she remembered. And I think this is why. Now, the other two witnesses are getting a much better look, mainly because of the lighting, in my opinion. Hey, what's up, Kristen? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Right, so they're getting a good view. Oh yeah, he was wearing some kind of blue jacket and blue jeans. I think he had his hood up and his lower face covered. And if you can see here around that time, you have the sun beating down on his left side. You can clearly tell he's wearing blue jeans and a blue jacket. But now if he was in the shade, it's much darker. He was wearing black. Right? Even the jeans look black. So it would have been this color right here. Really, that's what the witnesses would have seen. So you got two seeing this, and you have one seeing this. Thank you, Kristen. All right, I think we'll skip maps and coordinates. Take a look at the mirrors lot. And I think we'll finish here. And the crazy thing about this photo here is you can actually see Richard Allen's neighborhood in the distance. Right over here. It's really not that far. So the girls were dropped off here. The Mears lot. Hoosier Harvest Store. This is where the vehicle would have been captured on camera, on CCTV. But one thing I do notice is this big tree here. So you're not going to get much here. And the angle, maybe that's why they said driver. You know, they had a good look at the passenger seat, but they couldn't really see into the driver's seat from the angle. Yeah, seriously, Molly. You know, I practice now, but that's because I cover true crime. You know, I practice remembering or memorizing license plates, people's descriptions. Okay, so right around 3:55-ish, 4-ish, you have two of Libby's family members parked in a vehicle right here, out in the open. They're sitting in the vehicle and they're talking. They're like, what the hell is going on? Where's my daughter? Where's my niece? Well, while they're parked here, there's another vehicle parked also in the Mears lot. Maybe two. And this is one half of the three pings that were mentioned, that were included in the geofencing. So if you have a killer walking down 300 here in this direction, he was just seen by a vehicle. He's like, damn, I'm out in the open. That lady definitely saw me. And he gets to about this point, he's going to be able to see all these vehicles parked over here. Now, he can't pass those vehicles because he knows damn well that those vehicles may be occupied by the same folks that were just down by the bridge screaming for the girls. Abby, Libby, like, where are you? And then calling the phone. So the very reason that he's panicked to begin with is hearing a father yell for their children and people on the south end of the bridge. That's why he's panicked. That's why he's covering them with sticks. That's why everything seems sloppy. And we see a reflection of what's going on out there at this parking lot here with the vehicles. And he sees that. Kind of defeats the purpose of leaving the crime scene and just coming right here to meet the folks that you were running from. Why not just go behind the property? Why not just cut through here? Just start walking in this direction. All right, so we'll get to the Monon High Bridge. Just a bunch of photos here. Very random. Good place to end. Welcome in, Renee. Always good to see you. Molly asked, did Richard Allen have his windows tinted on his car? There's mention of the window tint shop. Maybe in the oops email from Rosie. Possibly. We'll get to that. We have the oops email. It's redacted. Jerry, good to see you. Humanimal. Yeah, definitely. The phone ringing, people making a bunch of noise over on the south end. He could probably hear them very well on that south end because they're much closer to him than anybody else. So they're echoing probably through that ravine there. So them, the phone ringing, yeah, all of it has him panicked. It could explain everything. It could explain why he moved the bodies, why he did what he did. Could be the main motivation for all of it. He was panicked and trying to hide everything. He felt some remorse, like, oh shit, what have I done? Good to see you, Olivia. Yeah, definitely from the crime scene. If he was to walk out near the water, he could see what was going on the bridge. They couldn't see him, but he would be able to see their silhouettes and hear them, I think, pretty well. What's up, Motive? Yeah, I could totally see him saying, I'm not going down this road. Lady just drove by, looked right at me. We made eye contact. And I can see all these people parked over here at the Mears lot. I can't go there. I can't walk by them. And I can't go back on the trail. Yeah, I think they checked the Mears camera. And I think the path that he went probably wouldn't have been captured. I think it's more like if you're on my property or you're kind of rummaging through my stuff or near my door. Like a motion sensor. I think he went way behind the property. What's up, Josh? The Posh. I hope you feel better. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it. I think I need a couple more ibuprofens. I think I'm going to lay down with my foot up a little bit. It feels like it's starting to swell up. See, look from here. This is directly from the crime scene. So if you walk from the crime scene to the edge of the creek and look over towards the bridge, this is what you see. So you can't see Richard Allen down there doing God knows what, but he can see you, and he's freaking out. He's thinking, damn, all I need is for one of these girls that I see up here, or one of these people walking on the bridge, to come down the same way that I did. They will see me right here. And that's why we have from 2:15 all the way to 4 o'clock. Because he is panicked. He's got to move people. He's got to do whatever he's doing. I think is based purely on fear of getting caught. He's placing the sticks. I'm not quite sure what was going on with the dressing and undressing. I'm sure we'll hear that in court, or hopefully if he pleads out, he'll tell us what happened. Thank you, Motive. Yeah, I would explain the sticks. Thank you, Candace. All right, guys, make sure you enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you again. We'll probably have part 6 maybe tomorrow, a little bit earlier, depending on how I'm feeling. But I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching the Sleuth Intuition channel. If you are part of the replay crew, you know what to do. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay in the loop. Sleuth Intuition is 100% crowdfunded. If you want to support me and help my channel grow, here are 3 ways that you can help. Number 1, Cash App. The funds go directly to me without YouTube taking a percentage. Number 2, become a member. Members are by far the leading contributors to my channel. Number 3, hit up the merch shop. Represent the sleuth crew on these ruthless streets. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. Until next time.